Preliminary tests on that patient came back late yesterday afternoon after a day of heightened concerns at Yale-New Haven Hospital. Test results showed he does not have the virus, but today Yale students are speaking out, calling for more to be done to stop Ebola at its point of origin. News 8's Brian Spiros live in News 8 Control this midday with more on why those students are staging a protest today. Brian.
Well, good afternoon, Keith. Students say they want the president and our government to focus more on what's going on in West Africa. They argue that while the virus has only impacted a few people here in the U.S., there are thousands of victims overseas.
Yale students are sounding off about an issue that's getting worldwide attention, the Ebola outbreak, especially after the scare that took place yesterday in New Haven after a Yale researcher went to the hospital with flu-like symptoms after a recent trip to West Africa.
If we can garner that much of a response for just one single case, why is it that we cannot garner that much of a response for the thousands of cases that we're seeing in Africa right now?
The students with the Yale Global Health and AIDS Coalition staged a demonstration right outside the Yale School of Public Health. The turnout was less than expected, only a few people. Their goal, urging the U.S. government to strengthen its response in Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea.
It's important for us not to forget that there are really weak health systems in Africa. So while we're not that worried about Ebola here, it can spread so rapidly in Africa.
That's why they're calling on the president to do more.
We really applaud him for sending over troops and money, but we want him to send more trained medical personnel to assist the medical personnel over there.
And while people certainly feel that there needs to be a focus in West Africa to contain the outbreak, there are others who say the main focus needs to be right here in the United States to make sure no one else with Ebola is able to get into the country.
That's why many Americans and politicians are calling for travel restrictions, basically banning flights from the Ebola-stricken countries.
As much as that should be one of our priorities, it definitely shouldn't be our only priority.
Now, the travel ban on flights has become a major topic of conversation. Health officials say restrictions would prevent much-needed medical supplies from getting into West Africa, but it also wouldn't stop people from finding other ways to get into the U.S. Officials say the 42-year-old Liberian man who died in Texas last week flew from Liberia to Belgium, then boarded a U.S. airline to D.C. before he flew to Dallas. Reporting live from News 8 Control, Keith, back to you.